It's your boy DJ brimLo. We're gonna jump right into it today. This is you could say round two. We're back at it again. I got another beat here from IAmLenFlow, and in this video we are working on once again just workflow and Machine, and well what we're gonna do on this one. He got it to me early. He's already got the session going, and what we want to do is try to clean up the session a little bit. Before he gets too heavy into it, and then we want to sequence it as a song. So how he's got it to me right now, he's got two patterns, pretty much the beat for the beat, and then he says a pattern that he wants to use as a transition. So don't even care, I just threw a shirt on, but fix my collar. So what I'm looking at here, what some of my thoughts are is, one, we're in the idea mode. That's cool. We want to get over into the sequencing mode. But let's look at our session first. All right, cool. We can hang up. Let's look at our session first and see where we are. That way we can figure out where we're going. Give me a second here. Get that situated. So I had the beat playing, but I'll play it again. Just, here we go. Alright, so that's cool. That's cool. So a few things. This shows your changes there. I'm gonna slide this up so I can see. That's perfect. That works. Let's go here because this is the part that when he sent it to me, this is the part that was playing. So let's listen to this. Okay, so I see he's got some tremolo effects. So let me mute that, and I just want to listen to what this is doing. I feel like the effect is it's so dialed back you don't even really hear it, but that's okay. We're not here for that today. So, but it's definitely not engaged enough for you to really be able to hear it. Like right here where you see the automation really kicks in. So let's listen to our sample. Let's go here. So it's got the lo-fi effect, 20 bit rate. So Lynn, one thing I would tell you just off the top here with what you've done with this is these same effects, sample reduction and bit rate. They're also right here, sample reduction, bit rate, because you didn't dial the mix back. So because you just used them, I tried not to double work. So whereas you did this right here, I would just do it right here. So if I click this box right here, I can bypass that plugin, turn it off, and I would do the exact same settings right here. I try not to double work anywhere if I can help it. So I'm going to play the sample, listening to it. I'm going to turn off saturated for now. Listen to the sample. Let's turn it down. Now you notice when you do that, it kind of adds like some distortion, like on the top end, and that's kind of cool. It's good, but it's bad, and not bad like negative, bad like that sound can really get in the way of the listening experience. So anytime I do that, I'll come here on the filter. I'll set it to low pass because I want to filter out some of those highs. And I'll just start up here and I'll bring it down until it kills, till it gets so it doesn't sound so like that white noisy sound. Then what I'll do is I'll change this to off and I'll transition between the two to see what the difference is. And I might start to take the filter back up some. I just kind of want to hear them compared to each other. Let's do that. And just like that, so very simple, quick change, not too much, but just a little bit, and I feel like that made a big difference there in that. So let's keep moving. What is it? So cool, we got that. Now let's turn on this saturator and see what it's doing. Okay, not too bad. I feel like it was just giving us some life, so that's fine. So I'm gonna click on lo-fi and just change it to none, get that plugin out the way. Let me save this right now. Let's see what today's date is. 27th, all right. Boom, so need you, rev 2, that's fine, revision 2. So I'm looking at this, so let's, like, I like to name these, so I'm gonna put SNPL, and we'll just put it as one. We have two different groups because he's done the tremolo effect on one, so I don't want to merge them because they're different. So there's sample 1, there's sample 2, and then there's the drums. Let's keep these tracks by each other, so let's get this organized right now. My drums are always red. Samples can be, I don't care, but for today they'll be green. All right, so we got that. We're looking good here. So let me see. What did I just do? So I don't work on this. Check. All right, so there's our drums. Here's a. So let's play it back again. Let's listen to what we've done thus far. Now I want to listen to something on. He's got this tremolo effect, and right here is you can see it kind of peaks at what it's doing. I'm gonna switch it over to this screen. All right, cool, we got that. Now let me loop this. What is this? This is 2, 3 to 4. Let's loop this 2-bar. Let's make a 2-bar loop right here between 2 and 4. And I just want to hear what it's doing. And Okay, I actually heard it really well that time. I like that. That's pretty sweet. All right, cool. So we got that guy in. Let's bring the drums in. Okay, nothing too crazy here on the drums. Like, because you're using a drum loop, I would probably pan like this hi hat. I'd throw it over to the left and these shakers to the right, just to try to give it something extra since you're running with the loop. Let's see what we got. Just to give it some left to right, some little stretch type deal. All right, so we got that. That's good. And then we got the second sample. Let's dial that guy in. Different one. Let's listen to what we got here. All right, that's cool. So that's I gotta figure out which is which. Like, if one's meant to be like the verse and one's meant to be a hook. We got the same fix on this one. Let's fix the lo-fi and then do the high pass 20 and 8. Yeah. Bring it down. I'm just gonna cheat here. Look to what we did the last one. 6.5. Low pass 6.5. Now, normally I do keep all my samples in one group, but because he's using performance effects on the group, I can't really condense them all to one group because he's got those performance effects are specific to the track. I want to look at something right quick. Internal. I don't see it, so yeah, that works. So the next question then would be like, so this is the core beat, all right? So this is where we are at this point. We have our core beat. This is, whenever you're making beats, you sit down like, okay, boom, I got my beat. I'm ready to turn it into a song for consumption, whether it be like I'm gonna set it up for a rapper or a singer. and or set up for a beat tape. So this is, I'm glad we got this beat here. I'm gonna talk about how we stretch this thing out, how we make it larger, etc. So we got a 4-bar loop. That's great. Um, let's set it up for like the generic traditional rap song. So we're gonna set it up to have a 4-bar intro. We're gonna do the 8-bar hook next. Then we're gonna do a 16-bar verse, um, 8-bar hook, 16, 8-bar hook, and we're out. 4-bar intro, song over. Let's listen to our parts. I want to go to the first pattern because each of these also have a first pattern. He said that was the transition pattern. So let's listen to that. Okay, cool. We just brought the level down a little bit on that. Other than that, I think we're good. Right up, okay. All right, cool, cool. So we're doing all right there. We're doing all right. Um, so that's our transition. We got that and that's set. So what I would do, just to kind of help myself where I am at this point, is I probably would let me listen to this one. It's got one too. Okay, so right now we're gonna focus on this group. So let's make an intro. We got our loop. Let's make an intro. So this is what I do when I have. We go to pattern 2, right? Pattern 2 is our core, from what I gather, of the beat. So we'll just, to keep it, make it easy for everybody to follow, let's name this core. So boom, core. I'm gonna go to my machine and I'm gonna duplicate that pattern a couple times. So you'll see that. If you're on your machine Mark II in the left screen, when you press the pattern button, you'll see the word duplicate, the fourth button. I duplicated quite a few. I'll hit this drop down arrow so you can see I made quite a few of them. Like it says core, so then there's pattern 3 through 8. That's all duplicates of the core. So I set them both to pattern 3 for right now. And so now I'm gonna name these to N for intro. Gonna name this to N for intro also. Now I'm gonna listen. Because the drums are a loop, we can't really chop it. Like, we can't set it to where it would be just a kick drum or it'd be just a hi-hat. So let me see, what can we do? I'll tell you what, let's might just leave it be the sample by itself. Since he got those transition ones, we're not gonna use this as in. We'll change this to something else. We know it's gonna be the hook, so let's change it to hook, right? And let's go. Nah, we'll change it to verse. I'm gonna show you why I'm thinking about what it sounds like and how it would be used in a song. I think I gotta go listen to it. Let's go to pattern 1. So basically what I was hearing, when I hear that, one of them sounds like the A section of a hook and the other one sounds like a B section of the hook. Obviously the one that's this one right here, pattern 1, it starts to, when the strings come in and everything sounds real beautiful. And it's like, yo, that's the B section of the hook. Those strings let me know that the hook is about to end, or they also let me know that the verse is about to end. So I'm thinking that that's going to be the B section of the hook. I'm also thinking that's going to be the last 4 bars of the verse. So I'm going to name this Turn. And that's basically me saying turn around. And so we're going to keep this simple. So let me listen again. So let's do this. Wait, can we make that work? So instead of a 4-bar intro, all right, stay with me, guys. Let's duplicate this. All right, we need to duplicate this. And I always duplicate because I try not to lose the original pattern of things. Like the original, we got a chord and we got a turn. Those are the originals. So we got chord and turn. So we're gonna call this N. This is gonna be the actual N. The one we had actually didn't work. It was a good idea. And what I'm thinking is we'll just get right into the song, like just slap you right with the meat and the potatoes. So boom. This is we don't need the drum loop. We just want the drum fill that he has here. So boom, that's what we want. So although you see all this, it's actually a 1 bar intro for the song. That's what it's going to be now. And then it goes straight into the hook. I like it. So what we're going to do is we're going to slide this over to 1. We're going to slide this over to 1, 3. The length of this is changed to 1. Sliding that over as our intro, and then we go straight into the scene for our hook. And that's where we go with the chord pattern, right? We're not going to use the one that actually says chord though, because like I said, I don't want to mess that up. We got a great thing going. Let's not mess it up. So let's listen to it, make sure it sounds right, guys. Here we go. Alright, so we all know what we're missing, right? Like, listen to that and you know off rip what's missing. We need our crash cymbal on the 1. Like we did so just there it is right there. We'll just do that, nothing crazy. Let's listen to it. So we'll name that hook. And what I'm gonna do, so what I've seen Lynn do in the past, Lynn, what you've done is you would just make another scene and drop those, and that's probably the easiest way. So what I'm gonna call this is hook A, because that's the A section of the hook. We'll name this hook A. Name that hook A. Now we need that turnaround that you got, that super dope turnaround. So we'll make another scene. We'll load the turnarounds in there, right? And we're just gonna name it hook B. Now once again, I'm gonna duplicate those. And I'm gonna name them hook B. Alright, so here's our hook. We have hook A and hook B. Intro color yellow. We got 2 different shades of purple. We can use those. I don't care. So let's listen to it. So we got us an intro that hits straight into the hook. And then we got the B section of the hook that does the turnaround for us. So let's listen to it. Make sure it sounds right. Cool. So it started looping, so of course that made it sound funny. I can change the loop point. That's fine. But you see now, it feels like, as a rapper myself, a writer, as a just a person who listens to music, even when you watch TV, you hear climaxes in shows, all these different things, right? So in that moment where it starts to rise and swell, you know that, hey, something's gonna happen, something's about to change. Or in this case, we're moving out the hook and into the verse. So let's listen to it again. I want to make sure, I'm pretty sure you'll catch that feeling as well. Here we go. I didn't mean to hit restart. Here we go, so we can hear the intro. I'm tripping. I feel like I don't know what just happened there. Let me listen again. I feel like I lost something. Okay, that's right. I'm not sure what happened last time, but that is right. Now, uh, it's obviously nothing set in stone, right? I don't know that I would have this crash symbol here because this is bar 5 of the hook. This is the B section of the hook. I don't know that I need it. Now, I do see that this is slightly off. It's not directly on the 1. So I'm going to go over here to hook A. I'm going to slide that directly off the 1 just a little bit because I want to keep the same feel. It might be small, but that's where it was on the other one. So that's where I want this one to be. Maybe not perfectly on there, but just about. There we go. Yep. So let's listen to it. Same thing, we'll get the intro. I didn't mean to hit restart. My bad, guys. Now, I'm going to be a little nitpicky here, and it's really not even in a negative way. Just pick on Lynn right quick because that's why we're here. In order to, you really want to create this suspense feeling, right? That, hey, we're coming out the verse. When it's like over here, here's the tom fill, I would probably take these hi-hats out to see if and let's take it out, see if it forces your attention on the transition. Let's see if it does it. So let's listen to it all together. And I definitely think we just gave it a real suspense feel. And I think this is important, Lynn. I remember you were telling me about, and I've been in that position before where artists have asked me, hey, where does the hook start? So I feel like if we do things like this can help kind of increase the visibility of our intentions. Like basically when you hear it, I don't have to tell you where the verse is, where the hook is, because the beat is just telling you the story and you can hear it. So with that, that's like, to me, that's the key of it. That was pretty much all the work, and then so you go into a 16 bar verse, right? So that's an 8-bar hook. I was trying to see if there was somewhere for this reverse pattern. For the sake of what we're doing today, I'm going to stay away from that. That's something me and Lynn can discuss later, and then he can, let me know how he intended for it to be used. I'm going to stick with what's kind of obvious to me for this. So the next thing we want to do is set up a 16 bar verse. And I'm just going to be honest with you. This is what we've heard it, if you've listened to hip hop anytime, you've heard it before, where some bars are just that loop outside of maybe the section that transitions. This song would fall in that group of songs where, honestly, this hook A, hook B, that's going to be, to the best of my knowledge, that's going to be the relationship throughout the song. I like to keep things simple when I can. So what we're going to do, remember, hook A is in the verse. We got a 16 bar verse. This pattern that we've labeled as hook A for the drums, remember that the turnaround is the last 4. So we need hook A to play 12 times, right? So on my Mashine screen, what I can do, you see this says sing 5. I'm going to change it to verse 12. Now what that tells me is it's 12 bars of the verse. On this screen, when I press sing, the link says auto. I'm going to change it to 12. Boom. So it's playing this part for 12 bars. It's playing that part for 12 bars. We're in the verse. I'm going to make another sing. And we'll just call it verse B. Because it's the turn. We'll use the word turn. Because it's the turnaround of the verse. Basically, that's what we need. So now we have a 16 bar verse. And this is a song. Uh-oh. Let me undo. Uh-oh. I didn't mean to do that. My apologies. So we'll grab that part, right? So this hook, 8-bar hook, 12-bar verse, back to the 8-bar hook, right, guys? So with that, if this is right, then I should be able to play it from the intro. It's going to loop, and it should feel like a song. If this was a case where we had the hi-hats and stuff separate, maybe we could drop the hi-hats in the verse. Maybe halfway through the verse, the hi-hats would fall out. We don't have that on this one, and so we're going to keep it simple. So, yep, there we have it, guys. It's grooving. Now, something that I noticed, we'll get this is just for the sake of the exercise, all right? This is not something that's always mandatory. We got a 4-bar loop. That crash cymbal keeps hitting every 4 bars, right? So let's take it out and let's have it hit only every 8. So we'll press the pattern button and we'll double the pattern. All right, and just like that, there we have it. Boom, that's exactly what I wanted. And the sample can stay the same. It's just for the drums because the crash cymbal is only going to hit every 8. Or I can say, we'll do it one more time. We'll make it 16. And what I'm going to do is just leave the first crash cymbal, but take the rest of them out. And although it's 16, I'm going to come here and change that to 12. It still is because, and then like I see that over there, but I just want these 12 bars. And then it goes into this for the last 4. I don't always work this way, but based on this song, this was the easiest solution. And I do believe in going for the easiest solution as often as possible. And so, boom, there we have it. So now let's listen to it again. And now the crash cymbal isn't hitting every 4 bars. It's only going to hit at the top of the verse. So we got the sweep, right? Like where we took the instruments out to help really create the suspense so you knew something was changing. And I don't even want to call it the issue, but the only thing you could run into here would be, if somebody ain't counting bars and not paying attention, they may not notice that because this loop is always the same, well, which section is the verse, and you can tell that something's changed. Or, you could get a situation where they just rap all the way through one verse. That's why, it could be, where you have hi-hats, shakers, or like with this one, let's say the hook, right? This hook A, hook B. If you had another group, maybe you added, then this is a direct note for Lynn or anybody who's done something like this. Maybe you add another group and you add some congas or something, some sound that says that these 8 bars are the hook. Because, you're using the same loop, the same section, that's fine. Where you chop the song and the drum break is the exact same, the same time. That's dope. I would just say have something that tells the person who's writing, hey, this is the hook. So it could be like some congas. It could be a tambourine. That's something I use. I don't know. Everybody has something. Because in this case, it's not in the sample. That's fine. So therefore, put it in something else. Like when the congas come in, that's how or the bongos come in, or the tambourine or the shaker. When any of those sounds come in, that's how hey, we're in the hook. Just for the sake of the example, and Lynn just shot me a text because he's hanging with us on the live stream. he said we can delete this. So what I'm going to do is I'll delete that. And just for the sake of example, it may not fit what Len would want to do. So I'm just going to take a liberty here, and he can add what he wants to at a later date and time. I'm going to come up with a 1-bar percussion loop that tells us that this is the hook. And I'll use a sample or something I got. We're not trying to rebuild the wheel here. I just want to give you an audible example of what I'm talking about that really helps define, hey, we're in the hook. Obviously this little shaker loop right here doesn't work perfect because it doesn't have the swing that the beat has, but it's, well, just like I said, for just quick example, it's something that says, hey, we're in a different part, that there's something specific about this part of the loop that's not in the other parts of the loop, you know. Let me find, I think I could do something better though, because that was pretty trash. right, so that ain't terrible. You know, this crazy, just a little shaker joint. Like I said, we're not trying to rebuild the wheel here. I was just trying to drive home the point of, something that, like, so you know what? Let's just listen to it. All right, I want you to hear it for yourself. It's like it's the only thing we've added to what is our hook section. It's just this little bamboo stalk sound right here. Whatever. Here we go. So just like that, just that little small shaker thing, whatever you want to call it, a tambourine type deal, nice. It was just enough to get it to move. Now check this out. We got this set up right. We got an intro, hook A, hook B, first 12 bars of the verse, and the turnaround for the verse. Cool thing about Mashine, you can actually you can come in. You can do this on the Mark II. You can do it with the computer. I'm gonna go here and say hook A. So you see that it just put hook. Oops, wrong thing. Oops, let me undo that. Come here, and I'm gonna select hook A. Oh, it's made it 12 bars because of that part. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna pull it down to 4. Then I'm gonna come here and make a new one. I'm gonna select hook B. Boom. Like I don't even have to make new scenes because the hook is exactly the same. If you were doing something song specific where you wanted the hook to be different, then obviously you would do something different. But other than that, no. You see that I just select verse 12. I'm going to press the plus sign, select, verse turn. We're almost finished. We got an intro, 8-bar hook, the 4 and the 4. 16-bar verse, 8-bar hook, 16. We're going to drop the hook again. Select hook A. I need to change the length to 4, right? Remember? Then we're going to boom, select hook B. And we could run the hook twice. So let's run the hook twice. Select hook A. Boom. Change the length down to 4. Plus sign again. Select hook B. Boom. We got us a record. 4-bar intro, 8-bar hook, 16-bar verse, 8-bar hook, 16-bar verse, a double hook. Have a good night. Right here, it'll probably be fading out. You look up here, Mashine. You got the mark up there. It says we're at 2:58, 3-minute record. That's a nice little single. Might be something fall on a mixtape. You probably hear from one of your favorite rappers. I don't know. Whoever's rapping now. Obviously, somebody like myself, like Lynn, he's gonna say Raekwon, which is I'm for that all day. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's a bunch of, I could hear crit on this shit. I'm a big crit fan. I could hear crit on it. But just like I said, we just dropped that one small thing in there to help. This is that helps really distinguish what's the hook and what's not. We could take it a step further, something that I'd kind of messed with before. I wasn't always on top of it. Shout out to my bro, Do You Bang Beats, man. He really got me real big into using risers faithfully. I do it on occasion. He said faithfully. We do that guy there. We throw it on the B section of the hook and of the verse. And we don't do it in the verse because that's gonna get in the way. We just do it in the B section of the hook, of the hook, and that lets you know you're coming out the hook. Once again, something small that just really helps distinguish something's different this time. Let's listen to it, see if it even works. We'll loop just the B section of the hook. So boom, there you have it. Nothing crazy, right? We're not rebuilding the wheel at all, like not even remotely close. So I kind of want to hear it just flow together right quick. We won't even play through the whole beat. We're pushing right at an hour, so I think this is a great place to stop. Let's run it from right here, guys. We're going to hear the intro. We're going to hear the hook, the A, B of the hook, a verse, hook A, B, another verse, and I don't even know if it's going to play the whole time, but that's where we are. Let's listen to it. So there, guys, you heard it. Got a little riser. It's like kind of pushed to the back, nothing crazy. You see, I brought down, I changed the velocity of the notes just because I saw Lennon mention the push and pull. You know, and I love that jerk, that I like that stuff's always been dope to me. So just changing that velocity between the notes really helps kind of intense. Like you know, we're creating suspense, we're creating emotion. You know, the high and the low, like that's what we're doing. You know, so same thing there. Just look, and you see, I turned off the grid just to try to match that up the best I could without taking too much time. But Lynn, bro, that's what I would do with this track, man. Like that's how I would. You see, we got the scenes down to a minimum. We don't have a ton of patterns either. We don't have a ton of groups. And this is a real clean, easy to follow session. Intro, hook A, hook B, the first 12 bars of the verse turnaround. Obviously, it still says A and B because, well, you know, this song was built on that 4-bar loop. We didn't really push from it at all. And so then, boom, hook A, hook B, 12, boom, 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 out. It's dope. This is all we need, you know. I'm going to run it one time, guys. I'm going to fade it out. Thank you for hanging with me, your boy DJ brimLo. Lynn, I'm going to give you a call as soon as the stream is off, bro. It's been great. But I just want to nod my head to this joint one more time. Let's go.